Hey y'all, what is up? This is Rosie, and I want to bring out another book review, and this one is on Siera London's Men of Endurance collection. It's a limited edition collection that contains 3 of the 4 books in the Men of Endurance series. I read the first book of the series last year called Staying the Course, about Owen and Ivy falling in love, and to hear my review on that, I will put the link in the description. Hope y'all listen to it. The second book of the series is called Going the Distance, and it is about Autumn Rain, which I love that name, by the way, and Rui Connors. Rui is a professor at the local college, University of California Endurance, and Autumn is a student of the college. I think she's like 25 years old. Anyways, Autumn is out for a run one morning because she is training for a race that is to hit the town pretty soon, within the next few weeks. And she's just training out on a run. It's early morning and before her classes. As she is running, she comes upon her car being broken into and attempting to be stolen by an 8-year-old girl. The 8-year-old girl's name is Simone, and she has skipped school again and is trying to steal a car. The argument that Autumn has with Simone is like no argument I've ever seen or heard an 8-year-old have with any adult ever in life, ever. I have heard of little kids trying to steal cars, but I have never seen anything like this. But anyway, so the sheriff is called when the little girl screams and accuses Autumn of trying to kidnap her, when all Autumn is trying to do is get this little hellion out of her car. And so the sheriff comes and he tells Simone, I'm going to take you in and I'm going to call your father. And she's like, no, don't call my daddy doesn't care, and all this. So he takes Simone in, but he also takes in Autumn. Autumn is pissed. She's really mad about this because the little girl accused her of trying to kidnap her when she was just trying to get her out of her freaking car. And now she has to go into the sheriff's office because she was accused of trying to kidnap this little girl. But anyway, so the father is called, and surprise of all surprises, it's Rui. Rui has as much of a crush on Autumn as she has on him because Rui is her secret crush. And so things happen, and he takes her back to her car. First he takes her to school. He takes his daughter to school, and the principal is pissed off, but Autumn speaks up for the little girl and defends them against the principal, who's this prude and everything, and Rui is impressed by that. He drives her back to her car won't start, and so he offers to take her home. As she gets home, she sees that she is being evicted. Her landlord is putting all of her stuff out on the lawn, and he's already called the trash collectors to collect her stuff, in which that was just a rotten thing to do. And Rui wanted to kick his ass, which I don't blame him. So, feeling sorry for her, he offers Autumn a job as his daughter's nanny. And she's like, okay, that's great, but where am I gonna live? And so it's a live-in position. She has her own room with an en-suite bathroom. And so he takes her to his house after collecting all her things in his car. He takes her to his house, and she walks in, and it's a disaster because they enter in through the kitchen. It stinks. There are food containers everywhere. The dishes aren't done. It looks like a tornado hit the place, and it was gross. And she was like, he should pay me more just to step into this place. And she at first doesn't want to be there. But when they leave the confines of the disgusting kitchen, she sees that the rest of the house is pretty nice. And he takes her to a room, a bedroom that he has that no one has lived in, and it's beautifully decorated. It looks like it has a woman's touch. It has an ensuite bathroom, and it's just a dream for her. She just loves it. She adores it, and she wants to stay. That's what won her heart. And so after getting her settled, she sets up her room, putting things away, and then she's like, what should be the first thing that I do for this family to show my appreciation? So she goes and she cleans up the kitchen, and when they get home, when Simone and Rui get back home, Autumn has cleaned up and she's cooking dinner. And basically the love story starts from there. It's kind of a slow burn because Autumn is unsure and she really doesn't fully trust Rui. But there was a lot of, how do I put this? There was drama where there shouldn't have been. She got mad at things that she shouldn't have gotten mad at. Like when Simone walked in and found them in bed together. And Rui at first he didn't tell Simone that they were boyfriend-girlfriend because her daddy is divorced, her mom is nowhere around, and Autumn felt like Rui should just tell her, we're together, we're boyfriend-girlfriend. And he's like, she's 8, she doesn't understand yet, just be patient with me. But she doesn't want to do that. To make matters worse, Kirsten, the ex-wife, just springs up, she just pops up and comes home. Mainly because Simone wrote her a letter asking her to come to a tea that's going to be held at the school. It's a mother-daughter tea. And Autumn took her time helping Simone get this tea prepared, and she was hoping to be there with Simone, but Simone didn't want her there. She wanted her mom. Kirsten, she comes home. Autumn is shocked because there's this beautiful black woman there, and she's very familiar. Who is this woman? You're Aria Ari. Aria Ari is a neo soul singer that I believe Autumn was a fan of. And Aria, aka Kirsten, is she's a worldly woman, and she does want her ex-husband back, but she also wants something else. Anyway, she has ulterior motives though to coming home, and I'm not gonna say what those are, but I really liked the second book of the series. I'm going to give it 4.5 out of 5 stars, mainly because of the drama that shouldn't have been a thing. Sometimes in a book, when you can't really find drama, you have to create some, and in this case it seems like this was just created out of the blue because Autumn blew things out of proportion, and she wasn't willing to listen, and she wanted things to be done her way, and she refused to she refused to look at the big picture of why things were happening the way they were. And so excuse me, of course this does have a happily ever after, and yeah, I really liked it. In between book 2 and book 3, there is this little 2-chapter insert called A Return to Endurance, The Men of Endurance. Chapter 1 is a continuation of Owen and Ivy. I'm not going to say what happens, but it's really sweet. Chapter 2 is a continuation of Rui and Autumn, and it's also very sweet. Ivy and Autumn, I think, are, if they're not best friends, they're at least good friends, but I think they're best friends. And so, like I said, it's really sweet, and I would like for you to get this collection because it will make a lot more sense for book 3. Book 3 is called All Out of Love, and it is about Kelby, Springfield, and Hank Stewart. Hank is head over heels in love with Kelby. Like, he is just taken with this woman. He loves her. And Kelby has a crush on him, but to her, she is just friends with him, nothing more. So Kelby and her friend Zenobia are at a gathering that the whole town has come out for, and it's a sweet gathering. As I said, it's a continuation from the little insert, the 2-chapter insert between the books, and you have to read it in order for it to make sense. And Zenobia, much to Kelby's chagrin, has called these strangers that they met on NTU, which is a dating app in the series. And the guys are Peyton and Gordy. Peyton is, he doesn't show up much in the book, but Gordy is very creepy. He's this kind of rotund nerd who is also a foodie, and he is just after Kelby, and Kelby is trying to keep her distance from him. He presents himself as creepy, but also very determined, trying to bring her a plate full of food that she doesn't want. So she goes to Hank, and she's like, kiss me. And he's like, can I take you to dinner first? And she's like, no, just kiss me. So they kiss. She grabs him by the lapels of his coat or his shirt or whatever, and she kisses him. And oh boy, is it a kiss. And Gordy kind of slows down, but he still makes his way over to her, and there's this back and forth between the three of them. And Hank finds out that she basically used him to try and thwart Gordy. And Gordy's like, you've been kind of down ever since Brad dumped you, and he just knows too much about her life from the internet. And so that basically kind of started Hank and Kelby's relationship. And he invites her to his son's game the next day. I think it's soccer, I'm not sure. I can't remember what kind of game it is. There's some smoke in the air, and that's why my voice sounds the way it does, I'm sorry. But at this game, she has a run-in with her ex. And not only that, but his son comes up behind her, and he's all like, Mommy, there you are, I knew you'd come back. And Hank is pissed off at first because he feels like there are too many secrets that Kelby has not told him, one of which why do you have a son and you haven't told me about it? So she has this argument with her ex-husband, who happens to be the mayor of whatever town she's from. I think it's Sacramento or somewhere. And he just always uses her as a target. He always finds a way to try to ruin her life. And oh gosh, he is just not a likable character. Oh, he's just one of those where you wish there was a murder mystery in the book. But you know, Kelby and Hank, they finally talk to each other, open up a little bit about why she stayed with him, and she stayed with him because he used all of her father's inheritance, didn't even try to pay it back, and she needed a way to pay her sister's tuition, and her sister is in college, of course, and she wanted to pay her sister's tuition. And it was really kind of heartbreaking, because I personally know what it's like to have an ex-husband who uses you as some kind of just a whipping post, basically, a punching bag. And he uses any and every opportunity to knock you down to the lowest common denominator of yourself, making you feel worthless and like you have nothing and are nothing without him. Even to the point that toward the end of the book, he tries to force her to come back home to him and his son, because he realized that she was good for his son. His son was the product of an affair that he had, and his affair partner isn't a good mother, but Kelby was. And it was just it's disgusting. You really wanted something to happen. I'm sorry about this sound in the background, but you just really want something to happen to him. You really, really want him to have some comeuppance. He even sabotages her job, but Hank takes care of her and helps her out with that. I'm not gonna say how, because I do want you to read this series for yourself. And it's a really, really sweet story, how Hank brings her around and how he finally wins her heart. And basically he wins her heart by treating her with respect and making her feel wanted and appreciated and loved. And so for this one, I give a 5 out of 5 stars. I really love this series. I have to buy the last book of the series, which is called, I think it's Enduring Christmas. Yeah, it's Enduring Christmas. And I hope to be getting that one real soon. If I do, I don't want to read it until close to Christmas, because that's just how I am. I'm a Christmas girl. Right now I'm reading a book called When the Smoke Clears, and this one is by an author called Kenya Wright. I just found this book by chance, and my friend sent it to me, and I can't wait to get down into this book. Right now I am about to start on chapter 3, and I really like it so far. It's a good book, or it looks like it's gonna be. Anyway, but yeah, that is my review of the last 2 chapters that I read, or the last 2 chapters of this book that I read. And I really do hope to get Enduring Christmas, because this one is about Zenobia and Hank's best friend Luke. So I can't wait to see how that one turns out. Anyway, you guys, I'm gonna go, and I thank you so much for wasting time with me. Ooh, 20 minutes. Thank you so much for wasting time with me. I really hope you enjoyed this. I love you guys very, very much. Hope to see y'all on next upload. Bye for now.